Why is it that people who are spiritual often get labeled as being irrational or insane? Here's what I came up with. People who are irrational. Let's dissect the word irrational. When something is rationed, do we not get a limited supply of whatever substance, idea, or whatever molecule, anything for that matter, is rationed? We only get a limited supply. Well, my folks, when it comes to spirituality, do we not practice and do we not worship an infinite source, God? Is he not the beginning and the end, being infinite and unlimited? And so do we not deserve to receive an unlimited supply of his greatness and whatever it is that he desires to give to us for being faithful? So therefore, if being spiritual and being faithful, although it may seem strange to others, if it makes me irrational, I'll take that. I will definitely stay irrational. And another word is insane. Insanity is the act of doing something over and over again and getting the very same results. Okay, once again, let's think about it. When it comes to spirituality and when it comes to worship, you want to be consistent with your worship and you want to be consistent with your faith. You want to always give him praise and you want to always trust and know that whatever your heart desires and whatever it is that you need and that whatever you really deserve, that God is going to give it to you. So we do not want to change our acts because the rewards that he gives us, the consequences that comes from our being faithful, from our consistency, they are wonderful. Why would we want different results? So I'll be insane. I'm going to be irrational and insane. And it's time that we stop being afraid to worship God publicly, that we stop being afraid to be labeled by others. It's time for us to avoid consuming ourselves with the worries of what other people think about us. Do they really matter? Well, of course, they matter. But what we should do is pray that they will have sense enough to come in and see how great that God is. It's time for them to get themselves together. Because even with the visions and the insight that God gives me, on a daily basis, I'm given downloads. I'm given downloads of information that I never had access to before. And I know that information is from a higher source because I never knew those things. My folks, it's like I'm decoding things such as letters, numbers, hieroglyphics. And I'm starting to feel like a little Einstein here. And that is something that God is doing to me. So should I concern myself with what people think about me? Should I turn my thoughts off? How do you turn your thoughts off? How do you do that? Oh, you should turn your mind off. Well, my folks, I do not want to turn my mind off. And I'm not going to turn God off. And I'm not going to say to God, today I'm not going to do your will. Because he's consistent and he's great on a daily basis. And there's nothing wrong with this information that he's given to me. And so what if I lose a few hours of sleep? So what if I go a day without sleep? It's he that takes care of me throughout that day. He keeps me. And my folks, I'm not insane by any means. I've not lost my mind. I've not lost my ability to function. Where do we get off labeling